transcending history and the world, a tale of soul and swords.
Welcome to Classic Game Room. Does a soul have a blade, an edge, or a caliber? It doesn't matter because this is Soul Blade, or Soul Edge depending on where you live, the precursor to the popular Soul Calibur series on the PlayStation. Check out the fancy CGI intro for this game. It's Soul Blade from 1996, published by Namco, also known as Soul Edge in Japan. The beginnings of the popular Soul Calibur series. And what's really impressive here is, well, the game. It's remarkably playable. And looks great, something that can't always be said for these mid-90s fighting games. Now, if I had played this one back in the 90s, in addition to Bushido Blade, another weapons-based fighting game, I would have had to buy both of them. Although, sadly, the Bushido Blade series is no more, while the Soul series has endured like the Wheel of Fate spinning through the bonfire of heroes' destiny filled with mist or whatever bullshit they spew in those games. Look, the Bonfire of Fate, in addition to the nice visuals and fighting, I love the deadpan announcer.
The grueling battle ended with the victory of Taki. You win.
You faced impossible odds and won through the Bonfire of Destiny.
Fight.
We've been watching a bit of the arcade mode and the Edgemaster mode.
The grueling battle ended with the victory of Taki.
A cool feature where you fight opponents and then take their weapons, which can be used in other modes of gameplay like the arcade mode. So we'll beat the crap out of Mitsurugi here and take his sword and then get my ass kicked a few battles later because the Edgemaster mode is pretty tough. So we'll pick our weapon here, skim through whatever ridiculous storyline this game has, and promptly get ass kicked.
Knockout. The grueling battle ended with the victory of Li Long. You lose.
Here's a look at the playable characters, most of whom will be familiar to fans of the Soul Calibur series.
Fight.
Like most other fighting games, the arcade mode starts off really easy. Note the nice-looking backgrounds in this scene.
The grueling battle ended with the victory of Taki.
Nice use of color. Even by today's standards, Soul Blade looks good blown up onto an HD TV. This is a PlayStation 1 game. I'm playing it through the PlayStation 3 for this review.
Taki stood again against an impossible enemy. You lose.
If you put yourself back into 95 or so, you may remember the fighting game landscape was dominated by arcade games like Street Fighter II and the Mortal Kombat series. You don't shoot fireballs or freeze your opponents. In Soul Blade, you rely on your fighting skills and weapons.
Taki stood again against an impossible enemy.
Something they also did well with Bushido Blade, but that game is much slower and more tactical. This is more like Tekken with swords, otherwise known as Soul Calibur. You fight with quick button combos that you can learn through a nice practice mode. This also has a survival mode and, of course, two-player versus gameplay. Soul Blade is a nice game, totally overshadowed by the subsequent Soul Calibur releases.
With the victory of Taki.
The series has always pushed the envelope in some respects. I remember being really impressed by Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast, one of the first games we reviewed for the original run of the show back in 99 or 2000. With a lot of weapons, gameplay modes, excellent visuals, and fighting, Soul Blade deserves to be in your PlayStation collection. It's also relatively affordable to buy these days. A big thanks to our friend Eric from Dallas, Texas, for sending this one to the show. In great condition, too. The game disc itself is very nice looking. So thanks again, Eric. And thanks to all of you for enduring the spinning bonfire of Destiny's courage fate. Time, honor, swords. Knockout, you win.
だが俺が求めていたものはこんなもんじゃねえ。
Here's the part where he misses catching the swords. Oh, my hands! It's Soul Blade. Destiny Bonfire.